Hi creatives, I'm Amy and today I'm going to bring you a quick video about how to update your tired old wicker or rattan furniture. The example I'm using here today is a pair of wicker chairs that I bought several years ago at a thrift store. They were dark stained and the stain had been coming off in big pieces and leaving these light colored patches, so they didn't look too good, but they had a nice shape and they were comfortable, and I knew they would be a great fix-up project. So I'm going to show you what I did with those today. One quick note before we talk about painting wicker. I'd like to say that if you have wicker or rattan that's just a little dirty or tired or maybe needs a little cleaning, I would recommend that you Google a video that will show you about how to clean and renew furniture with a natural finish, because right now wicker and rattan, those natural finishes and the kind of light colors, are very, very on point. They're really in style. And so don't paint over it if you can save it the way it is and use it in your home and clean it up. I would recommend that you do that. Now, if that can't be saved or it's just not in style right now, the ones I had were this very, very dark color. They had chipped off and had these light patches showing through, so it really wasn't an option. Painting them was the way to go, and it was a quick and easy fix. So if you're interested in something like that, stay tuned and we'll look at what I did. And one last thing before I tell you the story of these chairs. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. I make videos about DIY decor and thrift flips and how to update your space. Now, as I mentioned, I found these chairs several years ago at Salvation Army, and I took them home and just painted them in a solid off-white color. I used Annie Sloan chalk paint in old white. And it was super quick and easy to paint them, brightened them up, made them look cute, and they mixed in well with the chairs and table I already had in my kitchen, so it gave me a couple more chairs in the kitchen to use. I've been using them that way for several years and loved them, but now they're starting to get a little tired and beat up again, so I decided it was time to give them a little bit of an update, and this time I wanted to paint a pattern on them. Well, here's what the chairs looked like, and after a few years of wear and tear, they definitely needed some sprucing up. So I decided to paint a simple design on them. I decided to go with a floral design in some fairly soft neutral colors to go with my kitchen. I used to own a children's furniture store years ago, and we used to do painted wicker, custom painted wicker for children's rooms. It was a cute look and it was easy to paint, just plain white or natural wicker. For ready-made wicker, I would recommend using a glossy craft paint because that usually has a shiny finish on it. Since these chairs had already been painted with Annie Sloan chalk paint, they had more of a matte, flat finish, and I used a regular flat acrylic on top to paint them. I just started off with a neutral gray color and freehanded some flowers in there to see how they would look sort of sprinkled around on top. And here's my unsuccessful attempt to show you what colors I was using mixed in my little palette there. I went back in with a turquoise color and then a light aqua color. What was interesting was it turned the gray into a real lavender looking color in contrast, but I ended up thinking it looked pretty good with my kitchen floor. Because wicker and rattan are so highly textured, you need to choose a design or a shape that is a real simple, basic shape that's easy to see from a distance. And also, you need to choose a color that has a lot of contrast against the background color, or else it's hard for your eye to focus and figure out what it is. So in this case, I could pretty quickly tell that that green was too light and too yellow to show up very well on the rattan surface, and so I went back in with a deeper green that showed up a little better in that case. The next step I did was to get some of that original Annie Sloan chalk paint in old white that I had used when I was painting the chairs the first time and touch up all the remaining places that were showing wicker and that had paint flake off so that I could spruce up the chairs and make them look like new again. Now once I was able to look at the chairs from far away, I decided I wanted the pattern to be a little more soft and subtle and understated. So I watered down the rest of that chalk paint that I had, and I just put a wash of it over the flowers to see if I liked that a little better. And I did like a softer look, so I decided I also would put it over the green leaves. So I put it over all the colored parts and decided that the whole thing was more the look I was going for. You can see the difference here between the painted chair that's just solid color and the one that has the whitewash over it. So I went ahead and did both of them that way so that they would be pretty subtle in my kitchen, which is mostly neutral colors. Now if you want to clear coat them, I recommend Minwax polyacrylic in a satin finish. I don't like super shiny finishes, although they do have a gloss finish as well. This is a non-toxic, water-based, easy-to-use paint that you can find at Home Depot and other home improvement stores. I've used it a lot, and it's easy to use and works well and dries clear. So this is an easy one to use.